Welcome to Not a Real Court. I'm your judge, and I'm going to tell you what's right here, okay? And hopefully Matt's wrong this week. That's what we're going for. So this week, we brought on a guest to bring him down. So,
Wouldn't bet
as
on it.
always, we have the bad guy, Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
You already know. We have Matt.
I would like to thank all the fans on nominating me for 2023 Debater of the Year.
That never happened. That's fake news. And then we have our special guest, Grace, on.
How are you today? Yo, I'm brilliant. I'm so good.
Perfect. So we did have a draft that was submitted last week from one. Yes, we do have a viewer that is confirmed at this point. So I'm just pulling up the list really quick. I forgot about that. That's my bad.
What did we draft last week?
Last week was number 1 overalls, right? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was number 1 overalls. Okay, so the list that he submitted was, and this was using other people or without using anyone else's picks. So he had Chipper Jones, David Robinson, Joe Mauer, Marc-Andre Fleury, which I forgot Fleury was a first-round pick. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's why Crosby won his championships.
Yes, that is a big part of it. Oscar Robinson, Troy Aikman, Earl Campbell. He said Kylie Irving, but I'm guessing he meant Kyrie. And then Alex Rodriguez.
That lineup to have Kylie Irving instead.
Alex Rodriguez and Joe Thornton. I'm gonna stick with it though. Like I did like the list. Like I said, I forgot Marc-Andre Fleury was a first overall, but we're still gonna stick with Matt's list with the number 1. So thank you for submitting that though. And
I will
this
say
week,
my biggest problem though with that whole one is you try to put a guy on that list who the Yankees won't even retire his number. That's how big of a piece of garbage he is. A-Rod sucks.
From
every Yankees player's number is retired virtually, and that guy can't get it done. He can't be in that list.
All right, so this week we are going to be debating doors versus wheels, and on the side of doors we have Matt and Kenny, and then Grace will be on the side of wheels. We're going to go ahead and start it off with wheels. Grace, present your opening argument.
First of all, the wheel was invented first. Obviously, because it's more important. Changed the course of history literally forever. How do you make chocolate? A giant stone wheel grinds down the cocoa beans. Also, there's more wheels in the universe than there are doors. So not only are they more important, but they're also more prevalent. So.
Okay.
So wait. Just because there's more of it doesn't mean it's better. You know, if you go to a cookout, there's more hot dogs. Just saying. You don't see plenty of ribs. So that's what I'm saying. You can find it's more expendable is what I'm saying. Because it's not fair that a car has 4 wheels. So that's 4 to our 1 door. I'm just saying. So that's not fair. And how do you even get in a car?
Okay,
With
but
what?
a 4
With what?
car can still have 4 doors, so the car is equal in doors and wheels. But also, no caveman ever said, yo, how do I get my cart from here to here faster? I know, let me put a giant rectangle on it to move it around.
I like that. But here's another thing too. To be safer, what do they need? They need a door. They need a door. If you just out in the open, it just gets you. Someone just walk it. Come here. Just snatch you up. Don't need that.
Listen, you can die in a car accident as easily as you can die in a ATV accident. So it's not the wheels or the doors that are the issue.
Oh no, I'm saying if somebody's like trying to go into your house, I'm saying the door is going to help. that serves some kind of security is what I'm saying.
That is your protection.
Not just the car. I'm just saying just the house, any kind of door in general. If you want your privacy, you got a door.
I got a question on this door invented. I did look it up just to fact check it. But what is considered a door though? Because back in the day, like they didn't have anything protecting themselves at all. Like
no, you can go back. You can go back to the time of Jesus, and what all they did was roll a rock in front of like the entrance. That was their door, and you saw how well that thing worked. So, I mean, at some point, you actually You actually had to have doors. I would. This is going to be, I think, probably my theme that you're going to hear me talk about in most of this. There's not a lot that I can say to super discredit the wheel. Like the wheel is vitally important, and kind of like Grace had mentioned, like the cavemen. Like this is one of the earliest inventions and something that we needed to get through that early part of history. But it's becoming antiquated. It's becoming not needed anymore. When we moved into civilization as we know it today was because of the invention of the door. The door allowed us to close doors, to have privacy, to keep heat in, to keep cold air in, to be able to live anywhere we wanted to in these houses, to have protection. We need doors to have protection. So like we need it for our refrigerators, our freezers, to be able to keep meat longer, to keep food longer, so that we're not just.
Except that we could already do that in the ground, and we didn't need a door for that. It just was more convenient.
Where?
We could already keep food for long spans of time by packing it in the ground or packing it in salt. The door refrigerator argument is just because we decided that we needed to keep things colder than we were already keeping them. There was already longevity based on digging a giant hole in the ground and putting your stuff down there and then burying it, or packing it in salt to keep it fresh. There are still countries today that will pack something in basically like a mud cask, and they'll open it months later and it's still fresh. That's not because of a door. That's just because of the technology. We needed doors on refrigerators because we decided that we wanted things colder and with more immediate access.
The one thing I can think of right away, though, just at least on the freezer side, my wife just finished. Our youngest is now just turned 1. So we just finished with some of the milk that she was breastfeeding. Some of the milk that she had pumped, we've had down in the freezer for literally a year. It's been perfect, timed out really nice. I cannot imagine going and walking outside a year later after she pumped and trying to pull milk out of the mud and thinking that's still going to be something that's going to be good for my baby.
But that's also not the door argument. That's okay, refrigerators are better than putting food in the ground. Yeah, sure. You could make a refrigerator.
But those things don't exist without the door. You have to have the door for those things to work.
Not necessarily. Yeah. You could build it like chest freezer like and have a lid that comes off. But
that's a door. The lid is a door.
I mean, okay, did we determine what the definition of a door was then?
I'm thinking a door.
I'll ask for the judge's ruling on this. This is most of my
arguments.
That's
a door.
I'd like to know what the judge
something that can come completely off, or is a door something that's hinged?
I would say if it's hinged, then it's a door.
But wait. What about beads? You go into that room with the beads. Like when you go into that little naughty room, you go to the video store. You open move the beads out the way to get to the back.
I'm not counting that as a door.
No, that's like using a tapestry. That's a
no.
That's
not a door. Beads are not doors. If you have beads on the front door of your house, your ass gets robbed that night.
That's wild.
Literally your ass. Yeah, that is not a door. So I'm going with, if it has hinges, then it would be a door. So like a trunk on a vehicle, or like, the chest freezer would be a door.
So no lids.
If it comes all the way off, then it would be a lid.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Also, I happen to notice that Judge Joe over there is sitting in a lovely gaming chair. You know what that chair doesn't have? Doors. You know what it does have? Wheels. That's super convenient.
But he needs that door because somebody can break in and take it from him.
Otherwise that stuff's getting taken.
Someone could break in and take it even if he does have the door.
But you know what the door also has? Locks. The wheels don't, unless you got a boot.
Judge Joseph in there. Judge Joseph, what's the temperature in there right now?
Oh, you don't want to know.
What's the temperature outside?
Outside? Like 40.
Well, you can thank your doors that it's not 40 degrees in there.
You can also like thank mud and your building materials, because you can have an igloo standard like ice and snow, no doors, guarantee you the temperature inside that bitch is going to be warmer than the temperature outside. No doors. So it's not the door's fault that it's warm inside.
Joseph, if you had an igloo outside right now in those 40 degrees, you would be just outside because that igloo would melt. That thing is melting in Buffalo
at
right
40
now.
degrees.
You're not using that all the time.
If it's I've made some pretty sturdy igloos before. At 40 degrees, I don't think it's melting.
I thought it had to be below freezing for it to stay up.
Listen,
we're just
I'm not
talking
an
about
igloo
here,
architect,
though, too.
okay?
I think so. What are we doing in Florida? What are the people in Florida doing?
Melting.
They're not using igloos.
Yeah, they're not using igloos.
What are they using?
Mud.
Windows with hinges are not doors.
So we're talking about, so your options are don't have doors and live in igloos or mud, or do have doors and live inside houses. This is kind of, again, what I was kind of mentioning. Like, this is the advancement of civilization. The wheel really was important for that. But for us to move forward in life, like the door becomes the most important thing. Everything that you're going to mention has to have a door for you to get in or for you to transport anything with. All those wheels are great for it. I'm actually going to skip. I have a couple examples, something I want to talk about. Judge Joe, if you can, I'm actually going to skip Exhibit A for now. We'll come back to that one. Can we go to Exhibit B for a second? I want to show the crowd, everyone looking right now, and to Grace here, because she did make one comment that I thought was interesting about how there are more wheels than doors in the universe. Now, this is a picture of what we're expecting the future to look like, right? I see a lot of cars in there. I see a lot of the things up in the air, planes, a bunch of stuff. Oh, there's a subway. No, that's not a subway. That's a monorail. These are all things. I see zero wheels in this picture in the future. Everything that I see on there has doors, the buildings, the cars, everything like that. But the future, as we have it, we're moving towards a time where we have hoverboards and hover cars and everything that you can imagine seeing in the Jetsons. All of that stuff exists without wheels. Wheels, while they were so important for us early on in civilization, they are not the future. In fact, the future is about getting rid of wheels in almost every type of instance and moving forward. So again, thank you for everything in the past. I look at thank you for where you brought us, but I'm looking forward and for what doors are going to mean for us for everything in the future. This is an antiquated system that we need to look forward for, to know that without doors, this stuff doesn't exist. And so just quickly to Timothy, because this was one thing I thought about too. The credit to the heat, to the windows also. Like, yes, windows are also important, but you're not installing those windows and you're not getting inside without the door to get inside. While all those other things exist, there's no wheel that's keeping everything inside.
Yeah, you can definitely get inside.
Break into my own house and used a window and not a door.
So almost what you're talking about breaking stuff is you're going to use a glass window. Somebody just smashes that window and gets inside. I have a door that protects me. Somebody then why don't we all just have windows to get in and out? Why do we have doors?
That is extra. You windows every time you want to get in the house.
Because doors are more convenient than windows because they're people-sized.
Yes, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're going towards. This world is convenient. Everything's moving towards being more convenient. And doors are what allow all those things to happen. Wheels, though, are the old system. Doors are all about the future.
Okay, so you're also looking at wheels in the context of like vehicles. You also use wheels in technology such as I mentioned before with my opening statement, the grinding of things is more often than not a wheel. I said chocolate. A stone mill is just a wheel that grinds something. And also technology is great, but we know that it's an imperfect system. There has to be paper products. Where do you think they're all being stored? In a filing cabinet. How do you think those drawers open? With wheels.
I would tell you that the wheels, I think, are easy, but you know what I can replace every one of those wheels with? A gear. And a gear works exactly the same way. And a gear is not a wheel by definition whatsoever. A watch works by gears. Those are wheels, quote unquote, but those are things that are moving inside of that to keep that thing moving. You can talk about pulley systems. You can talk about all those different things. A gear can replace anything internally for technology that will. So I don't see why it would be needed. Again, the wheel is easy. It was a very easy invention. The caveman came up with it. That's how easy of an invention it is. And it's easy to apply to things. But we can also grow from that. We can grow and put gears in things and make things that work better than that. We can use these hover things that make us so like tires aren't even needed.
Are you saying wheels, cavemen
wheels have you want to know what's turning in your head right now?
Cavemen had
not the doors. The wheels are turning.
The
I've
wheels
never
are
heard
turning.
anybody use a turn of phrase that the doors in someone's head were turning.
Judge, if you can show me Exhibit A now, because I'm ready to listen to some music. You know what I'm not listening to? I'm not listening to the wheels. You know what I'm listening to? Judge?
I'm getting there.
Oh,
I was with you. I was with you until you did this.
The delay.
I was with
We're listening to the Doors. We're listening to one of the greatest bands ever. It ain't, like I said, it ain't the Wheels.
Yeah, I was with you until you did this.
This is the one where I'm overruling this because
You
this
know
is
when
not
someone
an
says they're
actual
really
door.
good at something, they don't say that activity is in someone's door house. They say it's in someone's wheelhouse.
Okay.
I'm just thinking back with what you said about the grinding thing, and one of my favorite sayings from one of the best shows was a Family Guy with Peter Griffin's section on what grinds my gears. That's what grinds. That's what grinds.
What?
Speaking of the future too.
Losing us here.
Speaking of the future, I'm going to go one more point. I also want to talk about like even having a future. You know what's not going to allow us to be in the future is pollution. Pollution is what's going to keep us behind. And you know what's hard to get rid of is rubber. All those things that tires are made of. Judge, can I see Exhibit C, please? Tire fires. Tire fires are polluting our world and are helping prevent keeping us to getting to that beautiful utopia future that we saw in the front. Or
not all tires are wheels, though. Or not all wheels are tires.
Not all wheels are tires, but all tires are wheels. And for us you can see here, these tires are being burned. So every time a tire is burned, a wheel is being burned. They are polluting the world, these tires. We can't go there. So Tyler here talking about how do we get to the store? I'm going to bring that up too. You know what's amazing? You can walk. You can.
I was going to say, back in the day, you had to carry this.
What if you're paralyzed?
You can
wheelchair.
You can get on a horse. You can get on a horse. You have crutches.
What if you're
wheelchair.
Paralyzed? What if you're paralyzed from the waist down? Wheelchair. You ain't walking nowhere. Wheelchair.
But back in the caveman days, when you had your wheel, and let's say caveman hurt his leg, and he can't use his legs right now. They're not going to create that into a wheelchair. That's not what they did back then. Like they had to lug everything around. They were just stuck. Go ahead.
Tyler's asking a couple of good questions in here that I want to make sure I want to mention because I think these are kind of big things. He's saying like, how do you go anywhere, right? Because you need wheels. Take the wheels off that and it isn't moving. Take a door off it, it's still functional. Take a door off an airplane and take the wheels off, right? Or take a door off an airplane, and what's happening to that airplane? It is crashing directly to the ground. That is how people
take a door off a submarine and you die, but a submarine doesn't have wheels.
Yeah,
that's irrelevant.
Exactly.
That has nothing to do with the door and everything to do with the pressure.
You take doors out of an airplane. Like we were talking about for the future, outer space. How do we get to outer space? How many wheels are on that spacecraft? There's nothing there. You see all the aliens coming down their spacecraft. There's no wheels on it, but they all have doors. They have doors that you have to get in and out of those spacecrafts. Those things have to seal shut. You can't get things in and go places without it. The Jeep. Oh yeah, listen. I always think like the car argument. You can take the doors off of a car. Perfect. I'm going to use a Jeep for an example, right? You don't need to have a door on that thing. Awesome. Wait until that shit rains. Now your car is destroyed. Goodbye, car. That thing's awesome. I'm so glad that I had this thing with no protection on it because I didn't have doors, but I had these wheels so I could have this awesome thing for a minute before it got destroyed.
Listen, that's your fault for having a fabric interior. People with ATVs will drive that shit through a puddle and not give a damn. No doors on an ATV
through the snow?
I'm driving a snowmobile through the snow, and a snowmobile uses gears and wheels for the lever system and the belt system.
That's true.
Listen, I'm not arguing that it's not, because like I kind of said at the beginning, the wheel was very important. Like that, I'm really not trying to take that part away from it because I do feel like I'm attacking it more than I want to be. Like it is important. It absolutely is. But I don't. Again, everything you're going to talk about we need this for a car. We need this for an airplane. You also have like the thing does not exist without the door either. And the future is taking the wheels off of those things. So I'm just looking forward here, and that's where I see the future.
I mean, if you take the wheels off an airplane, you're going to have a pretty rough landing, my guy.
Listen, I hear you, but if you take a door off of it, you're going straight to the ground too. Immediately.
Are you getting off the ground with it? without it?
No, well, because life is easy right now. We have that wheel, and the wheel is an easy decision of here's how we can do that. But again, we're going towards the future. There are vehicles, right? There are vehicles in the military that we can talk about that have that hover ability. There are helicopters that are in existence that don't have wheels that can transport people from place to place.
And how prevalent is that technology going to be in our lifetimes? And how affordable is that technology going to be in our lifetimes? I can afford 4 wheels on a Kia Sportage outside my apartment right now. I can't afford an Army hoverboard.
I ain't seen that one wheel on the Millennium Falcon. I'm just saying. That shit
I'm about the future though. Like that's part of my focus. I hear what you're saying. If it's not for me, then it's for my kids and for my grandkids. You know what's not going to happen though if I don't have doors? And I'm gonna especially Judge. Like you're a married man. You have 2 kids. So let's go back to before you had kid number 2 and you had kid number 1, right? You obviously had sex with your wife at some point. But between those things, were you doing that if you didn't have doors and your daughter was over in the other room?
How many rooms away?
How many rooms are you away? Are you ready for her to come walking in at any point in time? We don't advance. We don't continue to procreate without doors.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're going to be ass cheeks.
Then how did we procreate to begin with before the door was invented?
The ass cheeks was out in the open. Everybody saw
it. Happened.
That's how early we're talking about, right? We're talking caveman time. This is still just right. Again, I agree. This is how it started, but now we've grown.
It was out in the open, like
right. Go hide in different places. It was a shame at those times too.
That was back in the day. You knocked somebody out with a club. There was no rules back then. It was crazy. That was a different time.
The lawless land of no doors. Not my time. It's old, like the old West. It's like walking through those doors that just came in, right? That's not
the saloon. Door. What saloon doors?
Yeah, yeah. See,
I believe so. So since we're talking about saloon doors, I believe the beads should be considered a door.
Beads are back on the table.
I am not allowing beads to be a fucking door. The saloon doors will count. They are on hinges, but I am not allowing beads into this conversation.
Also, I know that all of y'all are some nerdy motherfuckers. Tech decks.
I don't know what those are.
Those have wheels and not doors. And they are so fun. And they will outlast us. RC cars. You want to talk about your kids? Your RC car, unless you're spending bank on that, has wheels, no doors. Filing cabinets, wheels. Your chair, you think of an office building, yeah, it's got a ton of doors in it, but every chair at every desk has at least 5 wheels.
I know.
I feel like not every office chair is a computer chair, though.
You don't need to have wheels for it to still be a chair and for it to still be comfortable. But if you don't have doors, you're at work freezing your balls off when it's 20 degrees out.
Put on a sweater, my guy.
As one door closes, another one opens.
Sorry, I'm not here to help your weak blood.
Ooh, calling you weak now. We're getting personal.
Listen, the ginger blood is kind of weak, so I can't argue that too much.
If I got to tell my boss something, what's it called? Open door policy. Just say it.
So I was trying to look. Someone in the chat said that bearings are in filing cabinets and not wheels.
No, it's most definitely wheels.
But wouldn't a bearing just kind of be a wheel?
There's wheels on the side of it. Like when you pull it out, there's wheels on the side of it.
Okay. I was just trying to
you can see that when you open it up.
Also, there's a I'll give you that there's a section in it about doors, but it's called wheels on the bus. All right, it's not called doors on the bus.
Okay.
You don't go somewhere. You don't go to like a fromagier. You don't go to Paris and like go to a fromagier and ask for a door of cheese. Okay. You ask for a wheel of cheese.
A door of cheese is wild. I'm letting you know, that's crazy.
Did you imagine just they bring out like a whole door of cheese? Actually, that's another great one. You know what else we would have lost without a door? It's probably one of the greatest cinematic scenes that's out there. There's no person that I know that's called Hodor. It's Hodor. It's Hodor. Without a door, Hodor doesn't exist, and that takes away from everything.
Have won Oscars because of a scene of them sitting at their steering wheel and crying.
But what do we call a beautiful woman that's innocent looking? We call them the girl next door.
By the way, Grace already.
We're just going into like weird sayings.
Contradicting yourself. I want to point out that my opposition did point out that cars and doors each have 4, and that is incorrect. They each have 5. You have a spare tire, and you have your or I'm sorry, it was 6 to 4 because you have a spare tire and your steering wheel.
Code name kids next wheel.
But I would say that you also have a trunk and a hood.
Ooh. Well, touche then.
18-wheelers.
There it is. More pollution. All these 18 wheels of pollution burn.
How many people could you fit in the back of that if you punched some holes in it?
A lot?
Yeah.
I'm confused on where you're going with that.
Matt said more pollution. Okay, less pollution if you punch some holes in the back of that 18-wheeler and put people on it instead of goods. Mr.
Now she's talking about transporting
I order
people
so many things from Temu.
Hey.
She sounds like she's trying to import people from Mexico over the border.
Listen, I'm just saying we need more public transportation. What's a better way than to punch some holes in the back of an 18-wheeler and transport people instead of goods? Now you've got planes, automobiles, and 18-wheelers.
It's monorails. Monorails are the answer because it saves on pollution and it can move a number of people everywhere.
Okay, and when your electrical system fails 1,000 feet in the air and you're all stuck there for 3 hours, then what? Then you go start up the gasoline car and drive your wheels to where you need to go.
Hey,
except unless you're in California, they can't have those anymore.
Does it have to be a gasoline car?
Then you go start your electric or gasoline or biofueled vehicle that's on wheels.
The future.
And get where you need to go.
She's living in the past. Looking forward.
All right. Do you guys have anything else to add to this?
I'm just saying more door quotes. That's what I'm doing.
What do hamsters run on? Not a door.
Hey, when a nuclear bomb gets sent out and we're all going to die of that, and I go down to my bunker and I open my door and go in there and I'm living and then you're hiding in a wheel and dying, just remember this conversation.
I will. And I'll be
let
so
the door
happy
hit you with the good Lord split. More door quotes.
Okay. I'm gonna have each of you sum this up really quick. So Matt, what's your summary here for your closing argument on this?
Yeah, man, just repeating. Wheels were great. They helped start everything, but doors are what made everything to continue to be possible for us to advance, to get more comfortable, and for us to reach our limitless future. All about doors.
Okay, Connie.
Door. That's it.
Grace?
Yeah, and when that limitless future fails us and we resort back to our wheels, you'll know that it was superior all along.
All right. I am going to send us to our ad break, and I'm going to decide after that.
Ooh.
Yeah. We'll be back right after this.
Boy, am I horny.
The suspense.
Boy, am I horny.
Your body and the bodies you're loving deserve nothing but the best. Organic Lovin' is the only adult subscription box that includes eco-friendly body products, from body-safe adult toys to sex-positive books and erotic seminars. Organic Lovin's online store has everything you and your partner or partners could ever need to heat things up. And right now, your friends at T13 Media want to take 10% off of your next order. Just go to organiclovin.com and use promo code T1, THREE, like the sound the bed makes, when you check out. Organic Lovin'. Love organically, purely, deeply, boldly.
All right, so we are back, and I am going to throw this out here. So there's only one person in here that has displayed an item that we are arguing today. There's a door behind you, Grace.
Yeah, and you're sitting on 5 wheels, Joe.
But they can't see this. I'm just saying. It's you pointed it at the door, and the biggest point here that I keep looking at is that the wheels are kind of phasing out when it comes to like vehicles and stuff. So I do agree with that point a lot, because there is a lot of stuff moving away from wheels to move to the hover side. It definitely may not be in our lifetime at all.
100% will not be.
We already saw a hoverboard. We never thought we were going to see electric cars.
See, I don't know. The technology is moving way too fast now, so I can't say for sure that's not going to happen in our lifetime. But based on the evidence provided to me today, I think I'm going to go with the wheel. So I do apologize.
Wow.
The arguments were very strong for both of these, and unfortunately, I can't be biased on either of these because I do have both. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the wheel on this one. And unfortunately, Matt did lose his undefeated streak, so that sucks. But the wheel does seem very important. The doors, there's a lot that comes with the doors, but I think there's a lot more to the wheel.
I hope you enjoy your mud house.
I will. All right. So next up, we're going to be doing our draft. So the way that this is going to work, it's going to be a little different than what we normally do. So we're doing a sandwich draft. But the way that we're doing this is we're going to go 10 rounds drafting items to create sandwiches. And then after those 10 rounds, our people can use those items that they drafted to build a sandwich. And because I'm fat, I will be able to easily pick which sandwich would taste the best to me. So we're going to do it the same way we always do it. We're going to be doing a snake draft, and we're going to be having the guests go first. And Kenny will be next because he was last on the last episode. And then Matt, and just like snake draft works, Matt's going to go twice, back to Kenny, back to Grace. You know how it goes. So let's go ahead and get this started. Grace, what is the number 1 overall pick? And if it's mayo, you are going to be...
No, never again. Listen, you can have a fantastic sandwich, fantastic fillings, but it falls flat if you've got like awful bread. One of the best breads, in my opinion, ciabatta. I'm going with a ciabatta. Making you spell right off the bat, Joe. Come on, you can do it.
I like that approach.
He put in cocoa. He put in cocoa. What were you typing at first?
Is that right?
Ciabatta.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got to get my Google up to get.
Okay, so
It's either an A or O.
I got a question before I do mine.
No.
Okay.
Can I go in any order, or do I have to go in order of how the sandwich is made?
Oh no, you can go on the order. It's just these 10 items that you're picking are going to be what's able to be used on your sandwich at the end.
Okay. I'm going tomato.
All right.
Going tomato.
Matt is furious.
Yeah.
I'm not. I didn't have either of these two things on any list whatsoever.
Wow.
You didn't have tomato on a list?
You didn't have tomato on a list?
That's crazy.
That's crazy not having
tomato
tomato
on a
on the
list.
list.
I had tomato on a list.
All right, Matt, let's see what your first overall is.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the meat section, where I can take, I feel like, almost everything that's important for a sandwich. But I will take the pig. Pig provides me the bacon, the pulled pork, and the ham.
Listen, if we're specifying breads, we should be specifying.
Yeah, I was saying
no,
that too.
you're specifying that. You're not getting all three of those.
Whoa, but a turkey. So you're going to tell me I need to do a turkey leg or turkey breast? It's got to be. You're going to be very, very specific.
Well,
in that
I think
spot?
with turkey,
turkey's different. You're trying to fucking
no. How is it different? It's an animal. If I'm going to talk turkey, anything that you're going to talk that's a meat, that's an animal. It is just the animal. It's not my fault that the pig has 3 different meats that we love.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Here's my judge ruling on this. You can have pig if Grace can have olive bread.
Well, that's not possible.
Listen,
I'm not
It's
taking
not,
every
it's not
meat.
We
my
have to
fault
specify.
that bread
I'm
has
not,
three
taking, I'm not
different
taking
things.
I'm not just saying meat. That's the equivalent of me saying meat and her for her saying bread.
See, I'm assuming we're going to the store and we're saying, "Hey, can I get some ham or can I get some blah
yeah,
blah?"
you got
Not,
to
can I get
specify
pig?
here
Can I get all
Fine.
the whole
Fine.
pig?
Can I get
because
Fine.
Kenny's not getting ketchup with this. If he wants, I hope he's not putting ketchup
Fine.
on the fucking sandwich, but he's not getting ketchup with tomato.
Fine. Give me the superior of the pig. Give me the bacon.
All right.
Yeah, you were
You can
trying
take
to
ham as your
lock
next
all the
pick.
stuff
That's
up. I
fine.
know what you're
Yeah,
trying to do. You're trying to be
yeah,
slick.
he was definitely trying to lock it up.
Listen, I'm just trying to figure out what the rules are here. I've never done a draft like this before. Every veggie is its own veggie, so I'd have thought every animal is its own animal.
Every product is its own product.
There we go.
He's gonna be real disrespectful. Dirt. Now you can't use vegetables. He's gonna be real disrespectful.
Next, again, I think as we correctly decided, the most superior condiment that exists, barbecue sauce.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Grace, or sorry, not Grace. Kenny.
Lettuce. I'm going with lettuce.
Oof.
Lettuce is a good
You're
one.
locking
Lettuce-
these
lettuce
up.
is-
Yeah,
lettuce
I
is a good
am.
one.
All right. Grace.
Steak.
All right. And then you get another pick.
Could have just taken cow, but no.
Banana peppers.
Ooh. Okay. Kenny.
Off the list.
Onion.
You can have onion.
Fucking
I'm okay with
everyone's
that.
sandwiches up.
You can have onion. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm allergic to onion, so I'm not putting that on.
That's fine, but I want to make sure I got the lettuce, tomato, and onion. I want to make sure I got all that.
Yeah, he's got the extras.
Now I can make
Matt's
any-
got the
I can-
BLT out. No BLT for Matt.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Listen, bacon goes on everything, so I was not worried about taking that one first.
right,
Give me like a sub hoagie roll
Okay.
for my bread. And then for the next pick, give me. Can I now take pulled? Can I take pulled pork? Can I take the pork rump
Yes.
for pulled pork?
Yes.
Is that acceptable? All right, give me pulled pork.
Okay. Kenny.
Let's go with Swiss cheese.
All right.
Swiss cheese.
Jeez, I can't fucking spell at all. All right. Grace.
On the cheeses, thank you for bringing that up. Fresh mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
All right.
Sub oil.
That's a good one. Kenny.
I mean, that was like a what, a 12th round pick, and I think in the condiment draft. It was late. That was a steal.
I'm gonna go with grilled chicken.
Ooh.
What part of the chicken?
White meat.
You're laughing. I'm not.
White meat. See, I specified.
I'm guessing he's not going for the
I didn't
chicken
say
wing.
whole chicken. I didn't say chicken.
Give me all that bone in my
Animal.
sandwich.
I specified grilled chicken.
He wants bone chicken sandwich.
I'm locking out all chicken: fried chicken, grilled chicken, baked chicken, chicken cutlets.
Using the lettuce as the roll.
Hey, I could do that.
Yeah, the double down. That's an option. Matt.
Give me American cheese.
Okay. Basic. I like it.
Basic. And pickles.
All right. Kenny.
Pickles.
Turkey (parentheses deli meat).
Oven roasted. Are we talking Cajun style? What kind
Listen,
of turkey?
I don't know. I don't know all that. I used to
Yeah,
come home from school and be turkey waiting on me. I never knew what kind it was.
My friend used to have a pet turkey, and it was the weirdest fucking thing ever. It used to sit above his door. So, I mean, he had turkey waiting for him at home, too. It was just different. That shit scared the fuck out of me the first time I went to his house. Went over there to watch Degrassi like a real man in high school.
Like a real man.
Yeah.
You
That
wanna
shit
drink
scared
your
the fuck
shot?
out of me. All right, Grace.
Spinach.
That's good.
That's a good one.
That
That's
is
a
good.
one.
All right.
Roasted red peppers.
I will always shout out to Grassi. All right. Kenny?
Let's go with yellow mustard.
Oh, I wasn't coming back. That's a good tick. Good pick.
All right. Matt?
Give me coleslaw.
Okay.
And then I think it's about time. Shout out to Nick. Probably more in a round where it deserves to be. I'll take mayo.
Yeah.
It goes by Jim Mayo, just so you know. All right.
The
Kenny?
Mayo Russell.
All right. I'm gonna go with white meat. Not white meat. I'm sorry, white bread. White bread. Not white meat. White bread.
White meat. All right. Basic.
He's all about that white meat.
Yeah.
I'm going.
He said coleslaw on a sandwich.
Listen, I know a lot of people put coleslaw on pulled pork sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you look at my picks, it makes sense. I'm just giving myself options in case I want to go that
That's
route.
what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing too. I'm getting myself out. I'm trying to steal some stuff from y'all too.
So, yeah,
I see that. You took all the fucking
I'm playing
took all the
defense.
extras. All right, Grace.
I'm going garlic aioli.
Good one. See, Joe doesn't know about the garlic
Do you
aioli.
remember how to spell this?
Is that right?
Wow,
I
you're asking the
don't
wrong person.
think so.
Oh, what the? Why
I
the
don't
fuck
think
do
so.
I remember this? It is right.
No, you're right. You're
Fuck
right. You're
yeah.
right. You're right.
Fuck
It was-
yeah.
It was that first eye that was suspect. That's what that was.
Fuck you, Damone. I'm the better judge.
Wow. And hear me out. I personally think that it changes the flavor profile of anything. I add it to all my sandwiches and subs. Salt and pepper.
Okay, I was hoping someone was gonna put some fucking seasoning.
Salt and pepper.
Wait. Those are two different things.
Pepper.
Pepper. Okay.
Yeah.
I almost gave it to you, but I had to rethink that. All
Joe,
right.
if you don't go back and capitalize it.
Sorry. Sorry. All right, Kenny.
Toaster.
I'm sorry. What?
Now you guys can't toast your bread.
You ever heard
I
of
can toast it.
fried
I can toast
bread?
my
Out of the whole thing.
I can toast my bread. Y'all can't toast your bread.
Kenny, you don't need to draft that. I respect the shit out of it because a toaster is the best fucking cooking device in the world, especially when it comes to sandwiches.
Oh man,
But you don't need
I
that.
disagree, but pop off.
hey.
I respect the hustle.
That was a good one. That was good defense.
I
and
thought it was
offense.
good. I thought it was good myself. I had it on my list, and I was like, "This is gonna be a good one."
I'm taking
Okay.
a stove.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm taking
go
a
with-
knife.
Avocado. I like knife is a good one. That is a good one. Can't spread it. Gotta use your hand.
Avocado
Avocado.
from Mexico. Sorry.
Just once more.
Sorry.
Are these my last two picks,
Everything
right?
in that.
These are your last two.
All right. For this one, give me hot sauce.
Okay.
Dipping back into the condiment draft. And for my last pick, give me hot dog. Because a hot dog is a
I'm
sandwich.
so thrown off by that.
Okay. Yeah, the hot dog was a very strange.
Because I already have my perfect sandwich built. I don't need anything else. This is just to prove a point because a hot dog is a sandwich. Therefore, since the judge put it on the list, that is confirmation that a hot dog is a sandwich.
I agree.
I mean,
with
you could put it on a sandwich. I didn't say you couldn't.
Oh. That was actually a good answer. That was a good answer.
I mean, you could draft like a fucking Pepsi, and I'm gonna give it to you if you want to put Pepsi on your fucking sandwich.
But I can't use toaster. I can't toast my sandwich. That's crazy.
It's gonna hurt to trying to eat that sandwich, but
can't toast my bread. All right. I'm going time.
Okay.
Give me salt. If I can't have salt and pepper, I'll have pepper and salt.
All right. So we got our 10 draft picks in. Now we are going to build the sandwich. So I'm going to do this in the opposite order now. So Matt, I'm going to have you guys build the whole sandwich for me, right? So what
from our own lists, right?
From your own list.
Okay.
So
all right. So for my bread, I'll take my hoagie roll.
Okay.
For my meat, you can give me the pulled pork, and we're gonna put bacon in there too.
Okay.
Throw that American cheese on there.
Top or bottom?
America cheese.
It's American cheese.
Okay, question though. Can we use these our own ingredients more than once and in any order?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going. I'm kind of thinking through. So I'm going my bread, my five things, right? Bread, meat, cheese, veggie, and condiment. Like that's I guess where I'm just trying to think.
That's
through
gonna be like bacon.
All right, so so this isn't like the order of the sandwich. I guess this is just everything that's going into my sandwich. I can change it if you need to, but all right. Then coleslaw is my veggie, and my condiments are gonna be the barbecue and the hot sauce combined together to make a perfect little spice for that.
That's pretty good. All right, Kenny.
All right, so I'm going. We got the white bread, of course. Then we got
untoasted.
It's toasted. They wouldn't let me use the toaster. It's normally toasted, but I can't use the toaster today. But lettuce, tomato, and onion.
Tomato.
Then I got my Swiss cheese. And I got my turkey from the deli. Then I got my yellow mustard, avocado, and thyme. Got a turkey and Swiss sandwich.
So you literally used everything on your list besides the grilled chicken.
Yep. If you want some chicken on there, throw some chicken on there too.
Okay. All right, Grace.
All right. Picture it with me, okay? Bottom ciabatta. Little garlic aioli. Beautiful medium steak.
Steel.
Fresh mozzarella. Melted over the top. Real nice like.
Not on the toaster.
Spinach. Throw some banana peppers on there for just a little kick. Sub oil. S&P. Salt and pepper.
Oh my God, I can't spell.
Salt and pepper.
Top ciabatta.
Okay.
If I couldn't use the doors, I object to salt and pepper.
I got a question for you guys.
Somebody kicks your door down.
They kick your door down. They take the fucking mozzarella. And now you don't have it,
and they go away on their wheels.
Do you guys make your sandwiches symmetrical?
As in
like, so I'm just going to use Kenny's for example. So would you do like white bread, the cheese, lettuce, turkey, lettuce, cheese, bread?
No.
I do that. I don't know why.
Nah.
I would almost say I'm gonna go from bottom up. This is usually the way I probably work my sandwich. It usually goes the bread obviously on the bottom, then the meat, then the vegetable, then the cheese, then the condiment.
You don't put condiments on both sides?
I can, depending on if I have two different ones. Sometimes I'll do it that way, just so it doesn't slide all around. But I guess
I'm just saying, you're working with a dry bottom.
I was gonna say I do the condiment like top and bottom.
Too much slide.
then-
If I
then
bite
I
into
do
it and it's on the bottom too, it slides out. If it's just on the
Listen,
top,
you
it
don't
kinda
have to
grabs
put so
from the
much that everything's slipping and sliding. I'm just saying, make it moist.
You gotta have
Yeah.
that. Yep, there you go. You gotta have a heavy sandwich. So like you gotta have for me, I have the condiment on the bottom, then I have the protein, then I have the cheese. So that way, like if I want to melt a little bit, like and then I got the vegetables, so be lettuce, tomato, onion.
Cheese
then-
never goes on top of the veg ever.
Exactly.
It's always
And then-
cheese then veg.
Condiment again, bread. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a quick question for you, Kenny.
Go ahead.
Is your sandwich toasted?
Oh yeah, my sandwich is definitely toasted.
Okay. And the turkey, is that warmed up?
I mean, however you want to do it. I prefer hot sandwiches. So my turkey's hot.
The turkey's hot. Okay.
Especially like it's and like how I make mine, I'd have the turkey.
hot sauce
I have the
hot.
turkey and the Swiss. Those would be cooked like separate. And like those, like, and then I put it back on there, and then everything's sitting on there, and everything's just like,
Do some
smell.
gourmet stuff. You don't have to worry about all that stuff with mine because you're just pulling this pulled pork that's just been smoked for hours and hours and just disintegrates and just has soaking in all of this flavor, just melting in your mouth.
So
I don't know. You didn't add any spices to your draft pick. I think that's just some raw pork in there.
there's
I mean,
barbecue
it
sauce
might.
in that
That's what
sauce.
that barbecue sauce is for. It gets soaked in that barbecue beforehand.
Yeah, you don't need seasoning if you got barbecue sauce.
Mhm.
The barbecue sauce
and
is
bacon.
seasoning.
It does.
I
Still
got the
need
bacon
seasoning, though. It
grease.
does still need
I got the
seasoning. I
bacon
mean, it's
grease
good
with the
to have
bacon.
that barbecue meat, but you still need a little bit of something in there. You can't just a little bland. Just saying, just a tad bit bland.
So I'm not even going to be biased on this one because I'm allergic to onions. So, like, if I had to personally pick sandwich, I'm not picking Kenny's off of that. But I'm still going to have them. I'm still going to have them in here. So, because I know a lot of people do like onions on their sandwiches. Fucking yuck.
Lettuce, tomato with no onion is wild. I mean, I don't know. That just
Is it
sounds
red onion?
crazy.
Is this red onion or just like white or what kind of onion are we talking?
Onion rings.
All onion is bad.
It's a whole onion ring.
Okay, onion rings.
We decided you can't pick the whole onion.
No,
All the
no.
onions.
I'm saying red onions for this. I'd say red onion.
He got
That's
one of
right.
those onions that Zero
right.
got.
When he bit into like an apple, that mess
Not the
makes me-
sploosh.
Ugh.
That mess makes it just that crunch.
Oh, that was so.
You
fucking
know their stomach was
nasty.
in shambles. They drank, what was it, peach juice and
Sploosh.
ate onions
Yeah.
in the
Sploosh and
desert.
onions.
Sploosh.
While these
Sploosh.
lizards are
Bro,
trying to
peach
bite
and
them.
onions in the desert, your stomach is in shambles, and you haven't eaten.
I
or
don't know.
drank
I
anything
think
else?
I'd rather have the Holes onion than the Grinch onion. Flopping around in all the trash.
He did look nasty.
All right. So based off these sandwiches, I'm just looking at a few things here. So Matt's sandwich looks phenomenal, but the American cheese is throwing me off on it.
I need to throw some cheese on there just for fun. You can do
Yeah,
shredded.
I mean, you
Look,
definitely
Look
need
at
to-
it. No, this isn't.
cheese.
This isn't
Oh.
like the weird like pull it out of the package thing. Like this is some nice shredded American just to give you a little bit of like
Yeah,
holding
I-
everything together for you.
I get what
Like,
you're
yeah, you're not.
saying,
I'm not.
but-
I
I'm not
don't think
slapping
I've
it- I'm not
ever
slapping
seen
this on.
American cheese in any form other than a slice.
Really? You're missing
Where
out,
are you
man.
finding a block of American cheese that you're shredding?
It's the one where they're not
Every
individually
grocery store?
packaged.
Yeah, that's I'm not talking about.
They
like,
are
just, like,
sliced, but he
fucking-
chops them up instead.
Ripping them up.
So, and then on Kenny's, I don't know, avocado on turkey. I don't know how I like that.
That mess is fire.
This does look like the day after Thanksgiving meal though, and I do appreciate that because Thanksgiving is a very goat holiday.
Well,
Hey, how
about-
was
this
everybody-
isn't that kind of meal. I don't think like I'm not picturing that. I'm thinking just the sliced turkey deli meat. You go into the deli like, hey, let me
He
get this.
did
Oh no,
specify
I know
deli.
you specified deli turkey. I'm just saying it's reminding me of something like that.
Oh yeah, no, it's not.
Speaking of
It's
great
not that
meals.
kind of turkey. That's what I'm saying. It's not that kind of turkey. It's not
Speaking of
that.
great meals, did everybody have a fantastic Christmas brunch?
I made my family's Christmas breakfast all on my own. I was very proud of myself. We had so much food.
It was
So
so
my
good.
wife makes a breakfast casserole the night before, and then we
Oh.
bake it in the morning, which is great because we got to get up at 5:47 a.m. to get gifts this Christmas. Shout out to my daughter.
My
Dad,
kids slept
Dad,
until
sit down,
9.
sit down.
9. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
took hours to
always
open
done a
gifts.
week before because I'm not trying to deal with them lines and deal with all them people. I'm good on that. I get all my stuff done before, and I do a lot of online shopping. Thanks, shout out to them.
Again, the superior meal, the Christmas Day brunch.
Yeah. Then Grace is the steak with mozzarella, banana peppers, sub oil. That sounds good.
Just moan. Just moan. Do you need a moment? Do you need a cigarette? Do you need a cigarette?
You need a door?
I do need a door. I do need a door. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go with Grace on this. That sandwich sounds really good. And honestly, so like Matt's sandwich is phenomenal, but the American cheese throws it off. Like, I feel like it needs some sort of like white cheese on it.
I think
American can't be a white cheese.
Well, I'm thinking like yellow American cheese.
Well, that was your fault. You should have asked. You're asking everybody else these questions.
You didn't specify, but also still American cheese is not phenomenal.
Joe, we have Timothy here. He sent in his sandwich.
Oh, sending a sandwich. Oh, let's check this out.
So it's being in law.
Brisket. Oh, he loves onions. He's got smoked brisket, fried onions, caramelized onions, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. You can't use barbecue sauce though, because Matt got that. Colby Jack cheese, nice toasted king Hawaiian bun. Hawaiian buns are phenomenal.
They really are.
I gotta throw that. That sounds like a pretty good sandwich.
I wanted to use Hawaiian bun, but I was already making turkey and Swiss in my head, so I was like, I can't do that on a Hawaiian bun. I don't know.
Why that can go on a Hawaiian bun over a white.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that done. I've never seen that done. I've only.
I don't know. I love a good Hawaiian bun, but I am such a sucker for if I'm having a roll, like. I like a ciabatta bread, but if I'm having a roll, I gotta have a Kaiser roll. There's just something about a Kaiser that's...
I'm all about the flatbread.
Like, butter that, throw that on like a flat top, and get it all... so good.
That flatbread, though, that's what I'm all about.
Flatbread is good, but yeah, I'm going with Grace on this one. The banana peppers, sub oil, that shit... For some reason, banana peppers with sub oil, like, that shit hits so hard. I don't know what it is, but I love it. So we're going with Grace. Grace wins back-to-back on the show. That's fucking wild. Matt loses his undefeated streak. I apologize for that. And so we're going to go ahead and do some recommendations now.
Female power. Yep. I wasn't ready for it.
So we're going to do recommendations. Fuck, I had a good one too, and I forgot what it was. I'm going to go ahead and recommend Ballers, which I've been watching. It's a football TV show that I found on Netflix, and The Rock is one of the main people on it. And he's just like a sports agent. It's pretty good. I've finished the first season up. I didn't even know it existed, but apparently there's 5 or 6 seasons of it.
It's been out a while.
It's cool though, because they show the Bills in the opening scene. I hate that they show the Dolphins a lot in it, but it is what it is. So that's gonna be my recommendation. Matt, what about you?
I want to quickly just point out. I saw you post 2 little comments there. First is if I had to been pressed on selecting a type of barbecue sauce, I would have taken Carolina. That is the superior barbecue sauce. But I think we decided the last time during the condiment draft that we weren't going to have to specify. So that's why that one wasn't taken. And then for whoever, I think it was Tom. I think we have Tom on here coming up next week to do some debates. But I think Tom said something about a Reuben. And there's a reason why literally nothing that's on a Reuben was drafted, because that is the grossest, most disgusting sandwich that has ever lived. I
agree.
That thing can go straight to hell.
That thing
straight to hell.
Wow.
Listen, the rye or the marble rye is acceptable, okay, because rye is delicious. Corned beef is all right on its own, but no cabbage.
I don't like anything about. I don't like the marble rye. I don't like sauerkraut. I don't like corned beef. I don't like Thousand Island dressing.
Very Irish and all of it can go away.
Big guy Swiss, the worst version of Swiss. I'm good on all that.
Thousand Island is good. We have sandwiches.
The dressing, though, we talked about this as a dressing. It's a different thing. It's because it's so bad they had to go outside of it to find something that actually made something good about it.
All right. So what's your recommendation?
I'm going to recommend for anybody who doesn't do this, buy a smoker. Go out and buy a smoker. I smoked a turkey breast for Thanksgiving. I just smoked 2 spiral hams for Christmas, and everything turned out the best, just phenomenal. I had family members who are older than me who are very, very good at cooking. Very much have given a lot of compliments on it, and it is not hard. If you're worried about it, if you've been thinking about it, I'm telling you, go get a smoker. Don't get one of those pellet ones where it tells you exactly what to do or it autocorrects for you. Go use your hands, do some charcoal, figure out how to make it all work. It's not that hard, I promise you, and it will pay you off in the end. Delicious food you can get out of that smoker.
I smoked for the first time during the summer. I smoked a brisket. This was fire.
Smoked brisket with UFC night is how you roll.
That's exactly what we did too. Is UFC night.
UFC nights with smoked brisket. I don't know what it is, but
it was fire.
I've been afraid. I haven't tried the brisket yet. That's definitely like high on the list. I've tried a number of things. That's upcoming.
The only thing was, our whole house smelled like smoke, but it was worth it.
Did you do it inside?
Well, you just close the doors.
No, it was closed. That's what you said. That's what you said. But but I don't. But yeah, like I said, we were smoking brisket, and like I said, somehow that got in the house, and yeah, it was. The whole house smelled like smoke, but it was fire. Well worth it.
Tim's claiming he makes the most amazing smoked brisket. So, Tim, if you could mail that to me. No. Yeah, just I don't want the recipe. You got to cook it and mail it to me.
He'll eat it on air. He will eat it all on air.
I will eat it on air. Not all of it, because I don't know how much of a portion.
No, that's the bet. That's the bet.
I'm not trying to die. All right, Kenny, what's your recommendation?
Sweats.
My recommendation, 2.5 Men. I've been going back and watching that. And I've been enjoying it. Charlie Sheen's the GOAT, man. I don't care what it says. It says Tiger Blood.
I definitely have a Tiger Blood shirt. You better believe.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that show. Because I wanted to go back and watch it. I've always came in on random episodes. Let me go back and watch from the beginning. I was like, I remember Ashton Kutcher jumped in after Charlie Sheen got into some trouble. But yeah, I was watching. I was like, damn, this is peak comedy right here. I like the end of every scene. Just man, I don't know why I like that.
I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched it. Like I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I don't think I've actually.
It's good. I do enjoy it.
We if you ever check out my show, I know this isn't the part where we do this, but we had an episode where we did the best white TV show because we had to specify we had best black TV show and best white TV show, and 2.5 Men was fighting for the top spot. I think it lost to Married with Children. But it was fighting for that top spot for best white sitcom.
Boy Meets World is definitely the best white sitcom.
I just watched Boy Meets World all the way through because Mike, who used to be on the show, like that man can't breathe without Boy Meets World being in his blood.
Oh, so I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of like that too, man. I have every season on DVD.
I never seen it until probably like 3-4 months ago, and I binge watched it. But I mean, I'm the same way with Degrassi. I've been watching Degrassi every single day for probably like 20 years. So
they actually they have a podcast. The people that play Topanga and
we know everything about Boy Meets World because I'm like, don't worry.
Yeah,
his recommendation every fucking episode of Debatable was those podcasts.
yeah, it really was every time.
Oh, all right. Well, I apologize.
He would never shout out the podcast he was on. He would just shout out their podcast.
Always shout out theirs. Grace, what's your recommendation?
Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
That was going to be my recommendation. It just
came out on the 20th. Yes. I still am a big reader, but I was gifted all of those novels, I think for maybe my 13th or 14th birthday, read all of them in the span of 3 days. And if you have ever said to someone, oh, I wish I could watch that for the first time again. I wish I could hear that song for the first time again. I wish I could read that book for the first time again. Watching the first 2 episodes of this show was like reading the book all over again. New episode dropped like right when we went live. I'm immediately going to watch it once we're done with this.
Yeah, that show is that was going to be my recommendation. I couldn't remember what it was.
Oh my God, fantastic.
Yeah, I watched it when it first came out too, and the first 2 episodes are very good. The movie's okay.
No.
I've never read the book, so I'm just going based off of only seeing the movies. But the show superior already, and it's
the movies didn't have the author's blessing, and
that's what
Rick even had a cameo in the first episode, so it's very telling. They cast actual children, which I think is incredible because you tend to forget when you like use a 20-year-old to play a 14-year-old, that you forget that these things are happening to literal children. I'm so geeked. I'm so excited.
They've been doing that though, like recently with the shows and movies. Like they actually use children. Like back in the day, you know, everybody was 30 years old playing a freshman in school. Like you had Tobey Maguire, he was playing Peter Parker. He looked like he had a 5 o'clock shadow playing.
He was 30 years old already.
Yeah, I just watched the first Spider-Man. Like,
he had a 5 o'clock shadow in that movie. He looked crazy. But like now they actually have like children. Like you saw like It, and you saw Stranger Things, like stuff like that. They're killing these kids. They're killing these kids on these shows, and it's awesome. I'm loving it.
Yeah, there we go. Kids and kids roles. Yo, Degrassi, those guys were not only acting, they were slaves on the set, which was fucking great. If in case no one ever knew that, they had to cook their own meals, they had to do the dishes on the set, they had to move all the props. This shit is hilarious.
Whoa.
If you ever look into the backstory of that, but they loved it. Apparently, I've met a few of them. And they said that they like absolutely loved it because it like built them as an adult. So,
hey, Ned's Disclassified. They were doing speed, and they were
fucking
each other. They were humping.
Yeah. Ned was getting the Glock 3000 in between scenes.
I was like, bro, she gave it to everybody. She said, "Yeah, I did everybody." She said he was last. I'm like, "Oh my lord!" I was like, "I just want to know more about the show."
Yeah, when I seen all the shit coming out about that, I was like, "This is crazy." Because like just seeing that come out, but lastly, we're gonna do our plugs. So I'm gonna start off with Grace. Do you want to talk about the play that you're doing?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I am stage managing a play right now for Rochester Community Players. We're doing Shakespeare's A Winter's Tale, adapted and directed by David Kensick. It's super incredible. The cast is wonderful. It was originally written as a comedy. David has adapted it into a tragedy. It's going to be so brilliant. We're running the first 2 weekends in February. We are going the 2nd, 3rd, 8th, 9th, and 10th at 7:30. The 4th, which is a Sunday, at 2 p.m. for a matinee show. It'll be at the Muck Theater in Rochester, Multi-Use Cultural Community Center. It's going to be so incredible. I love working with this cast. I started working with RCP actually like a year ago this time. I stage managed 12th night for them. And then I acted in Merry Wives of Windsor, their summer show. So I'm really glad to be back with them again. And I think it's going to be brilliant. So come see it if you like theater. Come see it anyways, even if you don't like theater. Maybe this will be the one.
Matt, I know you always got some good plugs.
Hey, I'm all
right. Kenny?
You can catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken. You can catch the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube's. You can catch Unbiased, the football podcast, same channel. You'll see TK throwing up the U like this. And you can catch Hood Movie Review. We review all your favorite hood movies and not so favorite hood movies. And definitely check all that out.
All right. And you can catch all of our shit at t13media.com. You can find all of our other shows, rate and review us. And next week, we are going to be live with Tom, where we're going to be discussing all things wrestling. We're going to be debating Hogan versus Flair. And we're going to be doing a either draft or a tournament of the best tag team in wrestling. So be prepared for that next Monday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Facebook, Twitch, and the Twitters or X's, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And that is it for this week. Case closed.